tonight is Rob Schick. Torrey Robinson 3-2 in his last 5 starts, and Van Beesbroek gets the call here tonight, as does Greg Steffen for the Red Wings. Steffen is 28 years of age, 5'11" and 180 pounds. You see the numbers, 20, 16, and 3. No shutouts this season, and a 4.00 goals against average. DeBlois against Yzerman on the faceoff, and the puck went back to Petit on the Ranger defense. Shot it down the ice. They ruled that the Rangers got to it first, so icing is waved off. And over on the far side, the Red Wings start out. Gallant picking up the long pass at center, trying to move in on Petit. Gerard Gallant comes off the board. Drops it back to Chiasson for a shot. Glove save, and then off the catching glove of Van Beesbroek and cleared out to DeBlois at center. Lucien DeBlois dumps one in. Norwood back on the Detroit defense, played it around the boards. Off DeBlois' skates, he puts it back in the net. Chris Nyland chasing it. Can't get there in time. Huda got tied up on the boards, and it's Yzerman clearing the zone for the Red Wings. Gallant chasing the puck, got taken into the boards, bumped around a little bit by David Shaw on the Ranger defense. And the puck cleared back inside the Detroit blue line. Yzerman after it. Moved it out smartly. Here's Chiasson to the Ranger line with a shot. Van Beesbroek got a chunk of that. Shaw puts it around behind the Ranger goal. It came right out in front to DeBlois. Went to the left side. Kissio, long pass. And the drive blocked, and the rebound fired off the skates of Steffen. Good shot by Brian Mullen. Out comes Yzerman over center ice. Turns back as a man got ahead of him. Klima in ahead of the play, so Yzerman tries to lure him over on the right side. Dumps it in wide of John Van Beesbroek. Plays it up the left side. They move it out smartly for Jan Eriksson. To Wilson, and the shot is a pad save and then cleared by Steffen. It ends up in the center ice zone and recovered by Petit. We played 1 minute and 40 seconds here in the opening period. That's Lindy Ruff for the Rangers, moving the puck into center ice. Kerry Wilson over the line to Sandstrom, and a shot ticks the post. Now bounces behind Steffen. Sandstrom with his stick up in the air. Some question here. The Rangers feel that they've taken the lead. The two linesmen consulting with Rob Schick, who is shaking his head no. He's going to have difficulty convincing Sandstrom.
Well, what you want to do right there, Jake, just everybody throw their arms up, say it's a goal, and try to convince the goal judge and everybody else. I think that's what Thomas Sandstrom tried to do, but it was, you know, it's tough to get that call on the road, and I don't think Bergeron likes that, obviously, but it's a long way for Michel to take a look at that thing.
Ooh,
and that's a tough one, because that catching glove now, Jigs, is long, and it might have gone over the goal line, so it obscured the goal judge's view on that thing, and it's a possibility.
Well, from our view, we've got a spectator's head blocking one angle, Norwood the other angle, and the goal judge did not turn the light on. Rob Schick was very emphatic, shaking his head no. You saw Michel Bergeron's reaction. He lost his cool here the last time the two teams met at the Joe Louis Arena back on March 9th.
Well, Michel is a very combative coach. He's an excellent coach, and he's a fiery guy, and they've got, what do they call him in Quebec? When he was there?
The Little Tiger?
The Little Tiger. That's very descriptive.
Well, Petit Tigre, is that what you were looking for, Herb?
Yeah, well, I thought your French was a little better, Jake.
Testing me early, huh? Well, I need some more practice.
I'll forgive you.
Okay. Burr with a shot that was blocked in front of the net. Now Koser picks it up, trying to move in on Shaw, or Kissio rather. He's chased to the far corner. Burr reaches in, digs the puck out of some skates, puts it back in the net. Koser can't center. Burr does. Oh, and Van Beesbroek robs him as he went to the left post. Dolan has cleared it out. That goes over the boards and on into the Ranger bench. So we've had close calls at both ends of the ice, and the game only 2 minutes and 43 seconds old.
Well, Van Beesbroek, a Detroit native, sometimes coming back to your hometown has that adverse effect. Maybe you want it so bad, you want to play so bad that the emotion goes over that little point where you should try to freeze it and have some composure. But there's no doubt about it. He wants to play well in front of this 20,000, crowd here tonight in Joe Louis Stadium.
Things beginning to settle down a little bit at the Ranger bench after the coach was so upset, feeling that Sandstrom had put the puck in the net. Now the Red Wings come right back with this line of Yzerman, Fedek, and Gallant. Feddick replacing Paul McLean, who is getting a rest tonight. Feddick up from Adirondack of the American Hockey League, where he's had 40 goals this season. Mark Hardy back on the Ranger defense, unable to clear the puck out. Hardy and Shaw working together. Here's Feddick moving it into the corner. Mark Janssens plays it around to the far side. Now Yzerman with it back of the Ranger goal. Put it out in front. Feddick can't slip it by Van Beesbroek. Feddick centers. Loose puck is cleared just wide. Yzerman after it. Ran into his teammate. Gallant working out of the corner. Feddick circled in front of the net, but they couldn't get the puck to him in time. Rangers trying to clear the zone. John Ogrodnik plays it to the right side, and here's David Shaw at center ice. Shoots one from the blue line, up shoulder high, grabbed and dropped by Steffen to chase on. He got checked back of the net. Steffen lost it. Ogrodnik shoots one wide. Rangers try to set it up in deep, but it's cleared out and all the way down the ice. Van Beesbroek will leave it for Brian Leach. Leach, Hardy, and Patrick. 3 injured defensemen back in the lineup tonight for the New York Rangers. They move in 3-on-2. Stick handling in. Sandstrom, and the shot blocked and covered by Greg Steffen. Steffen has come up with a couple of big saves, especially off Sandstrom in the early stages. And there is no score between the Rangers and the Red Wings.
If a dream is worth saving, it's worth Kodacolor Gold Film.
Get ready for a face-off in the circle to the right of the net. Come on, boy. Coach Michel Bergeron, 42 years of age. 7 years the coach at Quebec. Succeeded the Detroit coach, Jacques Demers, in that position.
42 going on 82.
The voice of Herb Brooks. Just thought I'd mention that so when Michel gets the tape and is checking it, he'll know who it was.
Oh, no, Michel's a good guy. I was talking to him before. Actually, he looks good. His spirits are good. He feels comfortable. About his hockey club going to the playoffs. He'd like to get that, obviously, one notch up.
They have 82 points in the standings as Deblois moves over the line, centered, and Nyland tipped it just wide. The Rangers putting on some pressure here again. Deblois holding the puck, shoots kicked out by Steffen. And Delorme comes up with the rebound, moving it to Jim Dill. Overskated it, then turns and plays it across the Ranger line. Ryan Leach dumps it out to center. Delorme back for the Red Wings. Turned it over, however. This is Mullen to Nyland. Nyland dropped it back. Carrying it in as Wilson. Put one in front. Nobody there for the New York Rangers. So Delorme puts it high in the air. Bounces inside the New York Ranger blue line. And Lindy Ruff playing defense tonight with Petit. Moves it up. Off the line they come. Sandstrom shot one wide. In the far corner. Barr handling for the Red Wings. Got checked. Erickson puts it back in the net. Sandstrom can't get a stick on it. So the Red Wings clear the zone, and Shabbat dumps it out into center ice. James Patrick. Patrick, who was expected only to play on the power play, has given it to Erickson, and this cross-ice pad is wide of Kerry Wilson. Wilson with it now back of the net. Ran into Shabbat, knocking him down. Put it out in front. Sandstrom couldn't get a stick on it, and here comes O'Connell. Mike O'Connell plays it to the right side. That's Barr. Back to O'Connell. Turns on the Ranger defense. Moved it into Peter Klima. Klima putting on a show, moving through traffic, but he couldn't regain control of the puck. Barr back to the net. Oates unable to get it to him, however. And Sandstrom clearing it out for the Rangers, and chasing it is Mike O'Connell on the Detroit defense.
Looks like Detroit is not worrying about any certain line matchups. New York is not taking any options that they have, at least changing on the fly. And I think the line they have to watch out is, in all due respect to Yzerman.
Oh, Shabbat passing went off. Klima tipped it, and it went over the glass on into the crowd. So there is still no score between the Rangers and the Red Wings.
The Clydesdales, the symbol of Budweiser quality, of Beechwood aging, the choicest natural ingredients, and a genuine commitment to freshness and taste. One beer lives up to all this. Budweiser.
You look at John Van Beesbrook just a moment ago. Peter Klima seemed to have him in his sights, Herb.
Well, yeah, Peter Klima, this line of Klima, Oates, and Byer really been carrying Detroit of recent. That's the line that they feel that well, let's face it, Jigs, they don't get the real tough checking assignments. The defensive type forwards of the other team, they're usually zeroed in on Yzerman, so it gives them a little more room to operate it.
Well, they just won the faceoff from the Rangers zone, and Chason's shot stuck through. Another shot off the right side. On target. Rangers able to clear it out. The Rangers with this line of Dolan, Kissio, and Lafleur on the ice. Dom moving from back of the net, played it to the right wing. Dolan seemed to turn away from it, and then comes Chason. Puts it back to the goal. The Rangers trying to move it out. Shaw's pass is tipped, bounces into the center ice zone, and they rule now that it was knocked down with a high stick. 13:24 remaining in this opening period at the Joe Louis Arena. Steve Yzerman, the captain of the team, sent to Florida last week. You pointed out on the company dollar, Herb, that's not bad. Fort Lauderdale, 4 days of R&R.
Not too bad. I tell you, when you look at Steve Yzerman, everybody in the National Hockey League, not everybody, but most people, they talk about Gretzky and Lemieux, and rightly so. But the guy that just goes about his job in sort of a quiet way, not a methodical way, but just a good, solid way each and every night is Yzerman. And people say, who'd you start your hockey club with? And, well, Gretzky or Lemieux, but you can't forget this guy. I mean, he's just unbelievable.
Really is. Bouncing puck got through, and the Red Wings unable to regain control of it. Koster was open on the left side, but couldn't maintain his balance, so Detroit starts deep in their own zone. Lee Norwood being hounded on the play by Sandstrom as he moves it to center. There over the line, gave it to Torrey Robertson. Van Beesbrook the save there. Sandstrom clearing the zone for the Rangers. Gilbert Delorme got bumped on the boards as he put it inside the Ranger zone, and it's brought up by Brian Leach. Leach injured 2 weeks ago tonight. Skating freely. He was in, but his pass was cut off, and down the right side comes Sean Burr. Dumps it in as the Red Wings go for a player change. We have 12 and a half minutes remaining in the opening period. Still no score. Either team has taken a penalty. Detroit with 7 shots on goal. The Rangers with 5. Ryan Mullen clearing the pass into center ice. He moves by Sandstrom, but he lost it at the blue line, and down the left side comes Gallant. Yzerman with him. Gallant shot a pad save as Van Beesbrook was out to challenge the shooter.
If you look at Van Beesbrook in that situation, he on purpose directed that rebound right out to his defenseman. He put enough leg behind it, so it would carry out far. He could have softened his pad and controlled it, but he elected to get it out fast.
Authentic shot was took off the stick, up into the seats. We pause now for a regional break. You're watching the NHL on Sports Channel.
All-Star Dodge is having a Your Choice sale, where with just $500 down cash or trade, All-Star has 89 Dodge Omnis for you at just $115 a month. An 89 Caravan is just $222 a month. An 89 Shadow is only $144 a month. An 89 Dakota pickup is just $166 a month. All-Star Dodge, where just about everybody's credit is good. All-Star Dodge, Baltimore's #1 Dodge retail dealer. #1.
Lining up for a face-off here just inside the New York Ranger blue line. Yzerman with Gallant and Fedek. Brent Fedek, #7, a former #1 draft pick, playing the right side on this forward line.
You know, funny things have happened in this game. All of a sudden, a youngster comes gets in the lineup for whatever reason, plays well. Now all of a sudden they can't get him out of there. I mean, it's too early to say that, but let's just watch the progress of this young man.
Red Wings got the draw, then Chason shot off the left side was deflected, held in by Gallant. To Yzerman, put it back of the net. Deblois for the Rangers, gave it to Chris Nyland, out to James Patrick at center ice. Then Nyland cuts it off right wing, shoots, he scores! Chris Nyland drills one by Stefan, and the Rangers take the lead.
Boy, Chris Nyland got good wood on that one, Jigs, and he can shoot a puck. You know, when he's out of there, New York's not the same type of a hockey club. Not a great goal scorer. He's only got 5 this year, but he can shoot a puck. He's got a heavy shot. He gets a nice pass here, and he's shooting right now. Top of that circle, and he drills it. Stefan just didn't have a real good balance. He came out, cut the rebound down, but he was falling a little bit. He maybe should have got out just a little faster and then squared himself and was compact so he could make that move, but he was just off. He was falling to his left a little bit. Nyland might have sensed it, but that was an excellent shot by Chris Nyland.
Chris Nyland playing in only his 36th game. A lot of injury problems, that pulled muscle. But he got himself back into condition, back into the lineup, and gets the opening goal tonight. Half dozen now for the Rangers, number 30. Former Montreal Canadian, Chris Nyland. Kelly Kissio dumps the puck into the Rangers zone. That's Lafleur going after it. Left by Huda, knocked down on the play. Huda comes up with the puck. Crowd reacted to seeing the great Guy Lafleur taken down. Eiserman across the Ranger line, held the puck, then dumped it in deeper. Trying to come out of the corner. Huda to Fenwick in front of the net. Van Beesbroek got bumped around by Gallant, but still able to make the save. Now Dolan for the Rangers has given it to Petit. Steps over the Detroit line, shoots one off the stick of Steffen and knocked it out of his hand. The puck goes up into the seats, and we have 4 minutes, make it 10 minutes rather, and 43 seconds remaining in the period. And Steffen having some difficulties in this opening period.
Well, Greg Steffen's obviously a good goalkeeper, but I don't know if his stats should be where he would like him, especially his save percentage should be up there a little higher. We take a look at Guy Lafleur going to the corner at this age, still is going to take the hit. No helmet at all. He's going to go in there, put his body where it should be, takes a big hit. You almost hate to see that happen to Guy. There's a nice pass here to Gord Gallant down deep by Stevie Eiserman. He tried to just stuff it in between that 5-hole. Van Beesbroek gave it to him, took it away.
Now as we get back to the live action, the puck bouncing around in that Detroit zone. Delorme trying to tie up the man. The Rangers dug it loose. Gary Wilson's shot was blocked by Steffen. Rebound went to Peter Klima here on the left side, and he's cleared it out for the Red Wings. Dropping back is Brian Leetch. Leetch, in the opinion of many, this year's National Hockey League Rookie of the Year. But we'll see as Eriksson takes the pass, comes over the Detroit line, fed it to the left side, and it's shot wide by Sandstrom. Now Eriksson gives it to Wilson. Knocked away from him. Red Wings play it back behind the net. Dave Barr's pass is picked off. Centering attempt for Eriksson is blocked and cleared out. Leetch lost it to Klima. Puts on the speed and shoots one up the goal post. Hits the post to the right of Van Beesbroek, and now it's cleared around the boards and out to center ice.
Jigs, the way Peter Klima can handle a puck, and he had a good alley going all the way. I thought he was going to take it in, but he saw something right away, took the shot. He saw that far corner and got robbed by the pipe.
Now O'Connell chases the puck back into his own zone. Yeah, I'm sure that Klima could have gone in a little deeper. As you say, must have seen something. Beaten by the goalkeeper's best friend. 1-0, the Rangers as they come over the line, and the shot from Poshak is blocked, and down the left side comes King. King over the line, he shoots wide at Van Beesbroek, and it bounces out to center ice. Rangers trying to get something going as Poshak chases the puck, gets a hard hit from Zombo and King. Meantime, it's loose back of the Detroit goal and recovered now by O'Connell. Up to Jim Nill. Got away from the check. And the Rangers are forced back into their own zone. Oates, nice play with Zombo. Oates going back to the net, being tied up by James Patrick. Oates took the check, comes loose in front. Poked away by Van Beesbroek and cleared out of the zone by Mark Hardy. And down on the deck, one of the Red Wings. It's King, I believe. Now, yes, he comes back and challenges James Patrick. We pause now for a regional break. You're watching the NHL on Sports Channel.
Richard, let's make a deal. You loan me your new Cutlass Supreme and I'll fill her up. Dad, Olds gave me a year's supply of Exxon gasoline. Marilyn, $50 to use your new Tornado.
I got $1,500 back from Olds.
Sharon, need help financing your Cutlass Calais?
I got 4.9 financing. Sorry.
This is not your father's automobile.
Hey, kid.
This is the new generation. Hello!
3 ways to deal on every car in stock at your new generation Oldsmobile dealer today.
Well, an interference penalty on James Patrick called at 11:18. Here's the reason, Herb.
Well, Jakes, Chris King was just looking for a loose puck, and he went at it, and I think James Patrick just looked up and tried to pick him a little basketball pick down deep, and he couldn't escape the scrutiny of the official down deep. It was a situation that it was just a reflex thing by James Patrick as opposed to a conscious, overt look what I could do.
Patrick has been out of the lineup with a groin injury. Back in uniform tonight. Deblois killing it off along with Eriksson. Puck goes out of play. On defense, Petit and Hardy working together for the Rangers. Look at Steve Yzerman on this power play as Gallant on one side. And moving over to play the other side with the man advantage is Dave Barr.
Detroit's power play is pretty good, Jakes. They're eighth in the league at 21% success ratio. They move the puck around. They got some people that take the shots, and obviously they got some people that work down deep very well in traffic.
8.5 minutes remaining in the opening period. Detroit with the man advantage just dumped it in, and Petit has cleared it out. Move it back. Oates giving it to Chason to Yzerman. Went to the left side for Barr. Normally Paul McLean would be on this power play, but he has the night off. Yzerman taking the pass from Gallant. Well, Watson's open right at the moment. He just holds it. Detroit standing around. No movement on the power play. Now Chason shoots from the point off Van Beesbrook and up into the seat.
Well, Jakes, that's a very good point you made. They're just standing around and not moving. They got to move to take the pressure off Stevie Yzerman with the puck so that puck can move. But when they're standing, everything just slows down. And what you're doing, you run time off the clock, and it just helps the penalty killing unit, in this case, the New York Rangers.
Petit and Gallant had a little set to in the corner, nothing too serious. Here's how it came about as Chason shot gets through.
Jason just got a good little half wrist shot, snap shot there, trying to work off the screen, and thing just took off from Johnny Van Beesbrook up into the high glass, and just a little altercation carried over into the corner. When you look at New York, the one thing their specialty teams, Jakes, not very good. You have to be critical on any system of New York. You have to look at the power play, which is 18% success ratio, and their penalty killing, which is 16th overall.
The difference, Marcel Dion, this season, Herb, as compared to last, or the lack of Marcel Dion?
Well, a lot of people have said that, and maybe I think you say with Marcel, can you carry Marcel at just a specialty team? Can he DH, so to speak?
Mm-hmm. Now Chason holding the puck, moves it to the right side. Oates with a drive off the left arm of Van Beesbrook. Gallant plays it back. Oates dumps it in deeper. Barr working from behind the Ranger goal. He's given it to Gallant, to Barr. It slipped behind him. Oates comes in after it. Played one off the boards, and Mark Hardy has dumped it out for the Rangers.
Jakes, going right back to Marcel Dion, you have to have successful specialty teams going into the playoffs, and I'm sure that worries the New York Rangers right now.
Yeah, I got to think that they're concerned. Their power play a year ago finished the season at 4th best. Here they are 19th in the league. Killing it off right now is Detroit with the man advantage. They have forced them to shoot wide a couple of times, and Yzerman carries it across the line, moving in 4-on-2. His shot went off Hardy. Bounces to the right side and is cleared out. Ryan Mullen has dumped it down the ice. 8 seconds remaining in the power play. Here's Adam Oates. They give it to Brent Fedek. Fedek centers one right across the goal mouth. It comes back to Chason for a shot. Van Beesbrook dropped to his knees to block it. Yzerman works it around the boards to Fedek. Back into Yzerman. He got bumped. Yzerman back on his skates. Trying to get it to Chason. It's knocked away from him, and the Rangers have played it down the ice. Steffen out of the net to clear it. So Detroit denied on their first power play opportunity the night. Yzerman got tripped up. Play allowed to continue. Lafleur comes over the line. Guy Lafleur cuts to the left side, and Chason knocked it off his stick. It goes right to O'Connell. Up to Fedek. Fedek clears the zone. Seeing Yzerman go down a moment ago brings back memories of the comments between the two coaches after the last game, and we'll get to that in a moment. But right now, the Rangers are leading the Detroit Red Wings by a score of 1-0. Getting ready for a face-off outside the Detroit blue line. The reference I was making to Yzerman when he went down, Herb, the fans were thinking that there might be a penalty called. The last time the two teams met here, Steve Yzerman apparently accused by Michel Bergeron of being one of the best divers in the league, drawing a lot of penalties against the Rangers that night, I guess.
Well, I was reading things about that. I think Guy Lafleur came to Yzerman's aid, however. He said, hey, he's a great young hockey player, and when I was his age, when I was playing as well as Yzerman, I was doing the same thing.
Fleur on the ice right now has tipped the puck into the Ranger zone, and O'Connell went back for it. Gave it to Brent Feddick, back to O'Connell.
Only Guy said he wasn't making the same money, Jigs.
Isn't that the truth? Feddick's unable to split the Ranger defense, and here's Lafleur on the right side. He's given it to Kelly Kissio. Kissio across the line, turned on Zombo, centered one. Ryan Leach in deep, trying to slip away from the check of Feddick. Leach continues to work for it here in the corner. Feddick right on top of him. Now Dahlen gets bumped around a little bit. Rob Schick saying the puck finally is frozen after letting them play for some time. Bill Bergeron up and down behind the Ranger bench. Working the bench with him tonight, Charlie Tifo, one of the assistant coaches. Rangers have a four-man coaching staff. Bergeron being the head coach, Tifo one of the assistants, along with Wayne Cashman and former New York Ranger and Detroit goaltender Ed Jacobin.
It was nice getting a chance to visit with Ed prior to the game. Talked about the night they had for him in New York when they retired his sweater. He was very appreciative, very proud of the fact. Of course, he played in this building also. Not this building, but for this organization.
Very animated is that man. Probably the perfect coach for the New York Ranger fans. Patrick with a shot. This blocked. The rebound dug loose by Erickson, and then he flipped it wide of the net. This is Kerry Wilson. Wilson twisting and turning. Good play out of the corner. Centered one. What a stop by Stefanov. Sandstrom again. That's about 3 times. He's beaten him in this opening period. And out at center ice, James Patrick able to break up the Ranger rush. He's given it to Thomas Sandstrom. Shot one off Klima. Sandstrom to the Ranger line. Got checked on the play. The puck comes to Patrick. Dumps it back in. The Rangers get onside again. Delorme moves it out on the right side. Gary Wilson knocks it down. Gave it to Jan Eriksson. Eriksson trying to cut in on the right side. Barr took him to the boards. And the puck dug loose and brought out by Lee Norwood. He's given it to Adam Oates. Klima trailing as Oates cuts to the right. Back to Klima. Can't get a stick on it. Now he turns, plays it to Oates. Chase behind the net. Oates unable to move it out in front in time. Mark Hansen battling for it in the corner now. Number 44 for the Rangers. Played it around the boards and down the ice. They ruled that O'Connell could have played it, so they won't get an icing call. Out at center ice, the play broken up. Nyland steps across the line. He has the only goal in this opening period. And Mullins tried to play it across. Steffen got bumped as he went out of the net. Meantime, the Red Wings controlling the puck. Zombo flips it in from center ice. Lindy Ruff got a hand on it and went right out in front and blocked at the defense as Shaw made the first move, and now Van Beesbrook, after stopping the puck, has cleared it down the ice. And that'll be an icing call against the New York Rangers with 3.5 minutes remaining in the opening period in Detroit. The Rangers up 1-0.
The NHL is excitement worth watching.
Speaking through the middle of the pass. Henderson on a breakaway.
Can the Edmonton Oilers repeat without the Great One? Will the Montreal Canadiens win their 24th Stanley Cup? Will Flower Power propel the New York Rangers to their first cup in 49 years? Find out the answers to these questions and more when the quest for the cup begins April 5th. The Stanley Cup Playoffs on Sports Channel America.
Tomorrow on Sports Channel, Mats Naslund and the Montreal Canadiens travel to Buffalo to skate against the Sabres. 7:30 Eastern, 6:30 Central. You'll see it right here on Sports Channel, the network of the National Hockey League. Check your local listings for the regional game in your area.
Again, trying to pick up any matchups here, Jigs, what the coaches are trying to think. If there's anything right now, the lines aren't being matched up, but they want Norwood and Delorme against the Sandstrom, Wilson, Erickson line as much as possible. That's a little easier change to make, making a move for your defensive pair to get that unit out there against the Rangers' top line. You look at Norwood and Delorme, what they call them, hack and slash, or what's their nickname? Hack and whack.
Here's Zombo dropping the puck back to O'Connell. Rick Zombo moved it out to center. Sean Burr comes over the line. Fed it to the left side for Koser. Blocking glove save by Van Beesbrook. And down in front, they score!
Troy Robinson, boy, he just wasn't moving. He was waiting and waiting and waiting. Joey Coacher threw the puck in, but Beezer just couldn't control it. Burr just turned and fired out in front of the net. Robinson just, again, one-timed the thing, and before Beezer could just square himself, the puck was in the net. Someone's got to pick up this guy in front of the net. The weak side New York Ranger defenseman now. He just got turned around a little bit. He's got to find the unchecked forward, and he needs help from a forward coming back. And there was a little mismatch down, not a mismatch, but miscommunication back there between the forward and the New York defenseman. Initially, he had two guys on the puck, and they couldn't separate themselves. Robinson just drilled it.
Torrey Robertson getting his 4th of the season at the 16:51 mark. John Burr will get an assist. John was closer, and it is 1-1. That's the second goal that Robertson has scored here for the Red Wings since being acquired from the Hartford Whalers. So it's 1-1, 16:51, the time of the goal. The Ranger goal was Nyland from Patrick and Deblois. Fans chanting Gee Gee as Lafleur got over the Detroit line. Kissio plays it toward the corner for Dolan. Dolan getting turned around on the play. Back of the net goes Chason. Plays it up the boards. And it's cleared out through center, just out of the reach of Yzerman. Just over 2 minutes to go in the opening period. Lafleur chasing the puck, got it through center ice to Kissio. Steps over the line with Sandstrom. Sandstrom runs into the lawn. Sandstrom, the man going down, and an interference penalty being called with 1 minute and 59 seconds left. And I'm sure the Ranger bench is pleased. The Detroit bench got to be just about ready to explode. And Jacques Demers is going to unravel here as the penalty is being called against Detroit.
To tell you, the show is on the bench here when you look at Jacques, but I don't know if that was a penalty at all. I think Delorme just stepped into him and got a good shot. I don't think he brought his arms up. It was a good collision, and Jacques now is orchestrating this crowd, you know, to new heights. And Jacques on top of the bench on the dasher, waving his arms, and he is kind of irate, and I think that he should. It was not a very strong call at all.
Delorme for interference at 18:01. Thomas Sandstrom moving in on the left side of the ice. Tag with Delorme. Sandstrom goes down. Delorme goes to the penalty box. And the New York Rangers have their first power play of the night. We talked about the Rangers situation of the power play dropping to 19th overall after being 4th at the end of last season. They set up with a man advantage here. Patrick gave it to Leach. Erickson moved it back to the net. Wilson put it out in front, and it's been cleared down the ice.
But Jacques still irate on that thing. He's still on the bench going wild. He's walking up and down there. Of course, the referee's getting away from that side of the ice.
Rangers come over the line. The puck slipped off Sandstrom's stick, and Steffen slaps it off the glass. John Chabot stepping in front of Kerry Wilson. Couldn't clear it out, but finally it's shot down the ice by Zombo. Here's James Patrick moving to center. Over the Detroit line, moved it to Wilson on left wing. Trying to center one, it bounces in front of the net. Sandstrom got to it, then could not pick it up again, and the Rangers have to work their way back into center ice. Or is tied at 1, just over a minute remaining in the opening period. Here's Dolan coming in on the right side, turned back by Chabot. They get it to Thomas Sandstrom. Sandstrom goes back to the net, feeds to left point, that's Leach. Now to Petit. His shot was blocked by Chabot, and Yzerman has shot it down into the New York zone.
Jake, you look at the personnel in New York, they got 3 or 4 good defensemen to run a power play. They got some good forwards down deep. And then you look at their success ratio, you start to wonder. It's got nothing to do with the coaching because they know what they're doing. It's not a matter of system. I think it goes beyond the talent, beyond the system. It's just mental preparation and bearing down to do the things that they can do, and they know what they're supposed to do.
Now the rookie Leach moving up smartly on this right side. Being tied up in the corner, however, is Ogrodnik, and the Red Wings have cleared the zone one more time. Michel Petit taking the clear out from Van Beesbrook. Can't go anywhere with it, however, as Sean Burr is right on him. Now Ogrodnik gets checked by Burr. Ryan Mullen can't get over center ice. 3 times Burr broke up the Ranger move in the center ice area. Leach coming up. Got tripped up a little bit by Shabbat. There's the horn ending the opening period with only 1 second left in the Norm penalty time. Both coaches a little upset in that opening period, Earl.
Well, there's no question. We saw right away with Michel Bergeron screaming about that goal, at least what he thought was the goal. Then a questionable call here. You could see by the coach's mannerisms that this game is very important. They're into it. The intensity is there. I look for another 40 minutes of good hockey.
25 shots on goal in that opening period. The Red Wings with 15. The Rangers have 10. Chris Nyland opened the scoring with his 6th goal of the season from Patrick and Deblois at 8:21. Torrey Robertson ties it for the Red Wings, his 4th of the year from Sean Burr and Joey Kocur. That goal at 16:51. And we're at the end of the first period at the Joe Louis Arena with a score all tied at 1-1. Now let's join Lee Zeidman in our Sports Channel studio.